Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome. I pray that you and your loved ones are preserved with Iman and good health. Allahumma, Allahumma Ameen. This is a follow up video to respond to a specific question that came in reaction to the second video, which I made in response to reactions from the previous one. And I'm making it because I promised the brother to make a specific video to answer his question and also to use it to raise awareness. Before that, let's agree on three items or 3 points. The first thing is that the video I made about highlighting and requesting the retraction of the recitations of Quran done by the late Dr. Murtala Muhammad, may Allah forgive him and grant him Jannah. Even though his name is attached to it, it's not about Dr. Murtala Muhammad. It is about the Quran. It is not about Dr. Murtala Muhammad. It could have been any name under the sun. Let me give an example. When Abdul Salam Muhammad or Muhammad Abdul Salam was appointed to head the NLA, the National Lottery Authority of Ghana, I have a video. I dedicated a video to highlight it, and if whether it reached him or not, that is something else. To highlight and raise awareness that he's not supposed to be to allow himself to take that position, let alone to boast about his happiness for being appointed for that, and also snubbing all those who have come out to advise him to review his decision on that. I'm mentioning this because my name is Abdul Salam. He is Abdul Salam. It doesn't feel comfortable, to be honest, to talk against someone who is carrying my name. But we have to do the job. So just imagine what more about Murtala Muhammad, who is exemplary in his conduct as a Muslim politician, who had shown a good example and set record and a new benchmark for any Muslim who wants to be a politician in Ghana or even in other places as well. I love him for Allah's sake. But the mistakes I am highlighting here is not about him. It's about the Quran. It's to protect the sacredness of the Quran. And the Quran is above everyone. That is point number one. Point number two, after posting the video of regarding the late Dr. Murtala Muhammad, may Allah forgive him and grant him Jannah, the number of followers on this account of mine on TikTok has exploded from 120 or something to 1,000 up to over 1,000 followers. And my TikTok account is very new. In that video, which I mentioned Dr. Murtala, the first part of the video, I praised him and make dua for him. And majority of the responses are Amin, 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 Amin. So it shows how much people love, and I also do love Dr. Murtala Muhammad. I don't want you to follow my account because of Dr. Murtala Muhammad. I want you to follow my account because of Allah and His Messenger, because of Islam, because of Quran, and what have you. But not because of a person. Today, as much as I love Dr. Murtala Muhammad, as much as I praised him in the original video and encouraged our aspiring politicians to take him as a role model in politics, I am also more than ready, if I discover any wrongdoing beside his distorted Quran recitation, I'm willing to explain it. I'm willing to highlight it, to warn against it. So if you followed me because of him, and that happens in the future, you will definitely be upset. And I don't want that to be the case. But when we agree to follow one another for Allah's sake, then we can part ways when we are derailing, or one of us is derailing from the path of Allah. That is how our relationship is supposed to be. Not only with Dr. Murtala, but with anyone else, even with husband and wife. When you get married for Allah's sake, so that you can go together to Jannah. When one party of the two is derailing and insisting on derailing, then you have to go sideways. So let our relationship be on that basis. Third, which is supposed to be the first, this video, the previous videos, and future videos on this channel are not for entertainment. They are for educational. They are for education purpose. They are educational. So I hope and pray that when we listen to one another, we have some takeaways to ponder and apply them in our lives as Muslims. So if you are here for entertainment, I'm sorry. It is not for entertainment. Now, the question that came from the brother, I believe brother Ali Abed, brother Ali at 112 Abed. He says, Ustad, please, what makes it difficult for you to pinpoint the specific place you think he distorted it and address it for us, instead of telling us to go and learn or seek for knowledge by ourselves? From this part of the question, I understand that Brother Ali, probably he reads Quran more or less the same way that Dr. Murtala recites the Quran. The fact that he still insists that he cannot find the mistakes, he cannot find anything indirectly, he cannot find the mistakes, why he wants it to be pinpointed. I have no problem pinpointing it, but that's not going to be fruitful. That's not going to be productive, simply because by pinpointing, you may only be able to realize one mistake, but you won't be able to realize all mistakes. If you have not memorized it, it's going to be difficult for you to identify those. That is one. Number two, different people make different mistakes. Just because I mentioned that Dr. Murtala recitation is distorted or distorting the Quran does not mean that if I pinpoint, you will be able to avoid them altogether. Different people, depending on their level of competency in reading the Quran, their mistakes also come across. As far as I am concerned, I only correct people's mistake to them personally. I don't correct other people's mistake to teach others. No. Because different people have different mistakes. So if you are reading with me, I correct your mistake for you accordingly. In a classroom setting, whether it is physical or virtual, 10 students in a class, each one of them will have different mistakes. So you correct it for them accordingly. Yes, others will learn from others' mistake, but when they are together, not when everyone is separate, is spreaded all over the world. Okay, now moving to the next point. As per your point, Brother Ali continues to say, we can all testify that there are millions of similar distorted recitations by different people in different countries, which needs to be yielded and corrected before it is too late. Like this, our late noble Honorable Murtada, and that is supposed to be the correct name, Murtada Muhammad, Murtada's own, and since you, the learners, and then he puts into bracket the Quran students, are not ready to keep blind eye on such recitation, then I think it is a high time for you to be addressing, correcting, and reminding us when we are still alive, because I know for sure no Muslim will know what he or she is reciting is wrong and deliberately pull a phone camera to record himself reciting without any reason. Okay, here we go. Definitely, there are many who reads even worse than the way our late brother Dr. Murtada read the Quran. Definitely, there are. Of course, there are some who don't know at all how to start or how to even identify letters in the Quran, and they are Muslims. But that is something. And pulling the phone to here, I'm not criticizing why did he recite the Quran. I'm not criticizing why he recite the Quran. I am criticizing why is it being circulated as distorted as it is. So if he read it in his private, in his private setting, and it didn't go public, maybe, I mean, but it still remains distorted. It still remains what? Distorted. So if he come across someone who knows, then he should draw his attention to that. And on Facebook, a brother has mentioned that he has contacted Dr. Murtala personally based on those recitations and told him that it was wrong. I didn't have the opportunity to do that, but others have done so. So, for your information, Dr. Murtala has been informed that his recitations was distorting the Quran. Okay, so before it is too late, the Quran students should be correcting and highlighting and raising awareness. That is why I'm doing what I'm doing. The thing is, majority of people don't know that they don't know. And the fact that they don't know is one thing. They also come to protest, to refute, to reject the fact that you are saying that they don't know. You see the problem? So we think that we know when we don't know. Majority of people are like that. There are so many things that I don't know, and I think that I know, whereby I don't know. This is reality. Your good self, the same thing. And the late Dr. Murtada also the same thing. Okay. So yes, a lot of people don't know that they don't know. So our job is to raise awareness. That is why I'm doing what I am doing. Okay. So majority of people don't know. They don't know. We have the responsibility to raise awareness, and I'm doing that. So when you are saying why the Quran students, their job is to raise awareness, yes, I'm doing that. I believe I ask you to search in YouTube for my batch. So let's take a look. For your information, this TVQ.Academy channel is run by me single-handedly. And I'm saying this for the record, not to boast, not to show off, nothing. Because when we come out to raise awareness, the kind of backlash people receive is the reason why many people who know better than I do are afraid to come out to raise awareness. All right. So here we are. If you come to YouTube, TVQ.Academy channel, go to the playlist and look at Simple RYQ. You can see Simple RYQ exclusives. Simple RYQ, my badge. This is what I ask you to search if you have done so. Simple RYQ Juz Amma. Juz Amma, Simple RYQ Juz Amma. We have learned the entire of Juz number 30 of the Quran. Simple RYQ Juz Amma. Can you see that? Can you see that? So when you make a statement like it is high time for students of the Quran to raise to correct the people, to remind the people, they are doing. But when you and I, when we go to the internet, YouTube or whatever, what do we search for? Do we search for knowledge, or do we search for entertainment? Now this video, look at Juz Amma introduction. It was 8 months ago, only 85 views. The second episode, 8 months ago, 42 views. And millions are out there that don't know how to read the Quran. Okay, so now let's go back. Juz Amma, Suratul Kahf. I have done the same thing to teach how to recite Suratul Al-Kahf. The Juz Amma is 61 videos. The Suratul Kahf is 26 videos, and should be more than that later on. Simple RYQ Juz number 29. So Juz Amma is just 30, Juz number 29. And it comes in 42 videos. And you have Simple RYQ Suratul Fatiha. Suratul Fatiha alone. And it comes in 7 videos or so. Simple RYQ Q&A. When people come and ask questions, I address them accordingly. Now we have Simple RYQ Al-Baqarah. You will be surprised. I have 176 videos covering and teaching how to read Al-Baqarah for those who don't know how to read Surah Al-Baqarah. And then before that, we have Suratul Mulk, which we have done a few years ago, and other stuff. Okay, now, a lot of people don't know how to read the Quran because they don't know how to identify the Arabic alphabet. This Juz Amma we did in the Simple RYQ. Years ago, I did Juz Amma Practical Tajweed Series, HD. You can see that. It comes in 45 videos. And within that, I did the Arabic alphabet to teach people how to identify and learn to identify and pronounce the Arabic alphabet, and learn to read from from the beginning, from scratch. And it has been helpful to many people. I'm showing you this to answer your question and make it clear that I, for one, I do the job. And I know many people who do the job. So when I come out to identify the need to avoid circulating such recitation that distort the Quran, it doesn't come from vacuum. All right. So that is with regards to that part of your question, my dear brother, for Allah's sake. Okay, so now I know for sure no Muslim will know what he or she is reciting is wrong and deliberately pull a phone camera to record himself. Look, deliberately pulling a phone to record himself to recite the Quran. Yahi, in the first place, it's not recommended for the Muslim to record himself when he's doing ibadah, unless he is really teaching. Unless he's really teaching. Other than that, it is not recommended. I don't want to say it is haram, because it is haram if the person is doing it to show off, whether he's recording or he's not recording. So if a person is not doing it to teach, and Dr. Murtala in this case, he's not in the position to teach the Quran. So just because I want to inspire, I mean, let those who read it properly inspire. Dr. Murtala has been an inspiration as far as good Muslim politician is concerned. That one, we agree on that. All right, so that answers that part of the question, I hope. Next, if that job is hard to do as Quranic students, then I think it's better to keep quiet. In other words, to shut up and leave the rest to Allah to judge, instead of condensation without suitable solution. The solutions are there, brother. The solutions are there. And I think this part of your question becomes not relevant after I have explained the previous part of it. How many people do you think, if you tell them to study, will surely go and study? That one, I don't know. There is even possibility that if I tell people to go and study, none will study. There is even possibility if I tell people to fear Allah, none will listen. On the day of judgment, a messenger will come, a messenger of Allah, some messengers of Allah will come with no followers at all. فَذَكِّرْ إِنَّمَا أَنْتَ مُذَكِّرْ لَسْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ بِمُسَيْطِرْ. Remind. Your job is only to remind. You have no control over them. The result of this, what I am doing, is decided by Allah. So how many people will listen, how many people will not listen, that's not my job. My job is to do what I do and do it with excellence as possible, to do it as perfect as I can, to the best of my knowledge. That is it. If I see anything wrong that I can raise awareness regarding, I have to do it. It becomes my responsibility. That is it. So you are saying, the brother continues to say, he says in my what is it? And how many people do you think will listen and correct themselves of their wrong recitation when you pinpoint the random mistakes? Okay, when you talk about pinpointing the random mistakes, since I mentioned Simple RYQ earlier on, here I have Simple RYQ my batch. Simple RYQ my batch. And that the game it's a game, it comes in a game form, is that you pull out your phone, record yourself for your own reference, not for public consumption. I do mention this in a lot of time. This comes with 24 videos so far, which means we have covered 23 episodes. And the Simple RYQ my batch. My batch is my before and after challenge. So we identify a number of verses in the Quran. So you take your Quran, and then you record yourself with the identified verses, and then after that, I will also read the same thing after I am done. And then, because when I read, I will highlight some possible common mistakes that people may do when they read them. Had Dr. Murtada come across something like that, it will have helped him a lot. All right. And then after that, you take your phone again and record yourself second attempt. And then you compare both recitations and see how you improve. After that, if you have questions, you can contact me directly and ask. And I will address it one-on-one. And this is free of charge. So if someone really wants to learn, there are channels there for him to learn. There are platforms out there for him to learn. Some are paid, some are free. We just have to reach out. Okay. If you really want, before I forget, if you really want to be sure that Dr. Murtada's recitation is distorting the Quran, I believe you can identify the Arabic alphabet. So this is a homework for your good self. Pull a pen and paper. Yes. Pull a pen and paper. Close the Quran and open, and listen to his recitation and write them as he read. If he say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, you write exactly what you hear, because you can identify the Arabic alphabet. You can write. Write exactly what he is reading. Don't write what you know the correct way. I want you to write exactly what he is reading. So if he say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, you write Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. If he say Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin, you write Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Write what you hear to the end of his recording. Once you are done, open what you have written and open against to the correct part in the Quran and see the difference. This is the distortion we are talking about. The first time the Quran was revealed to the Prophet, it was revealed auditorily. And then the Prophet will read it to the companions, and then they will transcribe it, isn't it? So if that is the case, imagine the companions transcribe what they heard from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now I'm asking you to transcribe what you are hearing from Dr. Murtala's recitation and compare. And compare the difference. This is the meaning of distortion that he is causing to the Quran. So moving on, I want this video to really finish at, not exceed 30 minutes so that it will remain on TikTok, inshallah. So let's go back to your part of the question. And then the second option is the best way to solving these issues instead of telling us to go and polish our recitation. I will continue to ask everyone to polish their recitation. The thing is, we are required to read the Quran more than we are required to search for wealth, for worldly wealth, for dunya possessions. We are required to learn about our religion more than we are required to work on our worldly materials. But here we are working on worldly materials which Allah has guaranteed us. Allah has secured it for each one of us. The problem is we are chasing something that is already guaranteed for us, and we don't find what we already have enough. But what we are supposed to do, we think we have had enough of it. We think we are already good in it, whereby we are not. And this is not about Dr. Murtada. It's about myself as well. It's about myself as well. Allah al-Musta'an. So I hope this answers your question, my brother. I told you in my response, search for my badge and so on. So I hope that helps. Search for my badge, search for Simple RYQ as well, and see what we have. I believe you can go to the channel on YouTube. It's also on Facebook, tvk.academy. Since we are seeing on this on page, you see, even despite that, someone will still come and insult. Small boy, village man, come and whatever it is. Uh, that is the character. So there's nothing we can do about that. And then someone say, come out with your own if you are perfect in recitation. May Allah forgive you. Okay. This brother, M1, Miss World. Is it a brother or sister? I now understand your side. And then he or she says, if we want to go by that tangent, many people are not to pray self. Tajweed is zero. Okay, this is very important. It's not about tajweed. It's about reading properly. That's all. You don't have to read like Sudais. You don't have to read like the Alarama of Ghana or of your country. Let's take a look at this. This is Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. You don't have to أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. You don't have to do that. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. You don't have to do like Al-Husari. Just be yourself. Again, check my Simple RYQ, Simple RYQ Q&A, and go through if you can, please. It is here. Simply RYQ Q&A. Where is it? Simple RYQ Q&A. We have 29 videos. Please go through and check some of the questions, how to read the Quran. I am against imitating other people's recitation voices. People imitate other people's voices and they forget to learn how to read properly. So this is an example. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. You don't have to read with my tonation. Read with your own tonation. And you don't have to insist on beautifying it. Just go easy on yourself. إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون. Can it be easier than this? So it is not like إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون. This is beautiful. But it takes a lot of time to reach to this level. When people, those who are at that level, they don't have to push themselves. It comes naturally. إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون. And they are good to go. But the one who hasn't reached that level, he just go إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون. And wallah, he is good to go. But if we want to believe, we want to say, do you mean everyone must be? No. It's not like that. Now we are reaching 28 minutes already. So I have to stop this video. And I don't want to talk about this anymore. If anyone has question, please message me directly. I'm not responding to answers anymore. I want to move on. I want to move on. So if you have questions, please answer me directly. I mean, answer me directly. Message me directly, and I will answer you accordingly. May Allah grant us what it takes to beautify our dunya for the best interest of our akhirah. Until the next, see you in Jannah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.